Knight d2. Knight 8 d7. Knight takes c6. Bishop takes c6. Rook takes c6. Knight takes a4. d4.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Short castle. F takes g5. f4. Knight f6. F takes g5. Knight e4. Knight c3. C takes d4. Knight takes e4. D takes e4. Knight f7 check. Bishop takes f7. Rook takes f7. a6. Bishop a4. b5. Bishop b3. Knight d7. Rook d1. Bishop e7. Rook takes d4. Rook f8. Rook takes g7. Bishop c5. Rook takes d7 check. King c8. Bishop e6. Bishop takes d4 check. Rook takes d4 check. King c7. Rook d5. Rook fe8. Rook d4. e3. Bishop f5. e2. Rook e4.
I lost it, man.
e1 promotes to queen check. Rook takes e1.
I lost it.
Rook takes e1 check. King f2. Rook e8. King f3. Rook e5. e4. d4. Bishop takes f3. G takes f3. Knight ce7. King h1. g5. Rook g1. h5. D takes e5. Queen d7. E takes f6. Knight takes f6. Bishop takes g5. Knight h7. Bishop h4. Queen h3. Bishop g3. Knight g5. Queen f1. Queen d7. Queen g2. h4. Bishop f4. Knight h3. Queen takes h3. Queen takes h3. Bishop e6. Queen takes f3 check. Rook g2. h3. Rook g1. H takes g2 check. Bishop b5. a6. Bishop a4. b5. Bishop b3. Knight f5.
Hello guys, if you want to
g4.
play, please type your ID.
Knight h4.
We can play
Queen
the next
g3.
game.
Knight g6. f4. C takes d4. Short castle. D takes c3. Knight g6.
Please type your ID guys, please type your ID to play. We can play the
Queen
next
takes
game.
c3. Bishop e7. Queen takes c6 check. Queen d7. Queen takes a8 check. Queen d8. Queen c6 check. Queen d7. Queen a8 check. Queen d8. Queen c6 check. King f8. Queen takes a6. King g8. Queen takes b5. Knight f8. Queen d3. Knight d7. f5. E takes f5. G takes f5. Knight takes e5. Queen e3. f6. Queen f4. Knight d3. h4. Knight takes f4. Knight c4. D takes c4. King h1. Knight h5. Bishop takes c4 check.
Who wants to play guys? Who wants to play?
e3.
Who wants to play?
e5. Bishop e2. d5. b3. d4. Bishop b2. c5. h3. Bishop d6.
Please type your ID if you
G4.
want to play.
Knight f6. g5. Knight fd7. h4. Short castle. e4. f6. g6. H takes g6. h5. G takes h5.
I'm losing again and again. Can you guys help me? I just won one game.
e4. d6. d4. Knight f6. e5. g6. c3. D takes e5. D takes e5. Queen takes d1 check. King takes d1. Knight g4. Bishop e3. Knight takes e5. Bishop c4. Bishop g7. Bishop b3. Short castle. Knight d2. Knight d3. Knight gf3.
He blundered.
Knight takes b2 check. King c2. Knight d3. King takes d3. Bishop f5 check. Knight e4. Knight c6. Knight g5. Knight e5 check. King e2. h6. f4. Knight g4. h3. Knight takes e3. King takes e3. H takes g5. F takes g5. Bishop takes e4. King takes e4. Bishop takes c3. Rook ac1. Bishop a5. Rook c5. Bishop b6. Rook c4. a6. g4. Bishop f2. h4. Bishop g3. h5. Bishop d6. h6. e6. h7 check. King h8. Rook d4. Rook a e8. Rook d3. e5. Rook dh3.
Wow, I won that game. Do you want to play, guys? Please type your ID if you want to play.
e3. e5. b3. d5. Bishop b2. f6. Knight f3. g6. d4. Bishop d6. d takes e5. Bishop takes e5. Bishop takes e5. F takes e5. Knight takes e5. Queen f6. f4. g5. Queen d4. Knight d7. Knight takes d7. Queen takes d4. E takes d4. Bishop takes d7. F takes g5. Long castle. King d2. h6. Bishop d3. H takes g5. Knight c3. c6. h3. Rook e8. Rook hf1. Knight e7. Rook f7. Knight g6. Bishop takes g6. Rook ef8. Rook takes f8 check. Rook takes f8. Rook e1. Rook f2 check. Rook e2. Rook takes e2 check. Knight takes e2. Bishop e6. g4. Bishop d7. Bishop f5. Bishop takes f5. G takes f5. King d7. King e3. King e7. King f3. King f6.
I lost on time. I lost on time. Do you want to play, guys?
e3.
Please type
e5.
your ID if you want to play.
c4. Knight f6. d4. Knight c6. d5. Knight e7. Knight c3. c6. e4. C takes d5. C takes d5. b6. Bishop c4. Bishop b7. Knight f3. Queen c7. Short castle. Queen takes c4. Queen b3. Queen takes b3. A takes b3. Knight g4. Bishop e3. f5. h3. Knight takes e3. F takes e3. F takes e4. Knight takes e4. Bishop takes d5. Knight d6 check. King d8. Knight f7 check. King e8. Knight takes h8. g6. Knight takes e5. Bishop g7. Knight ef7. Bishop takes h8. Knight takes h8. Knight f5. Rook a d1. Knight takes e3. Rook takes d5. Knight takes d5. Rook e1 check. King f8. Rook f1 check. King g7. Rook d1. Knight e3. Rook d3. Knight takes g2. King takes g2. King takes h8. Rook takes d7. a5. King f3. b5. King e4. a4. b takes a4. b takes a4. King e5. Rook b8. Rook a7. Rook takes b2. Rook takes a4. King g7. Rook a7 check. King h6. King f6. Rook b6 check.
Lost on time. Bro, create an arena. Nobody will come in the arena, Pinaki. Okay, I will share the link. But link
C4.
is there. You can join this arena. I will pin it. Join it. Join it. I have
E5.
already shared a link
Knight C3.
for the arena.
Bishop B4. G3. D6. Bishop G2. Bishop E6. A3. Bishop takes C3.
Join the arena.
B takes C3. Bishop takes C4. D3. Bishop E6. Bishop E3. C6. Knight F3. Knight D7. Knight G5. F6. Knight takes E6. Queen E7. Knight C7 check. King D8. Knight takes A8. Knight B6. Knight takes B6. A takes B6. Bishop takes B6 check. King E8. A4. Knight H6. A5. King F7. Rook B1. Rook E8. Short castle. King G8.
Join the arena.
Rook E1.
Join the arena.
F5. E4. G6. E takes F5. Knight takes F5. D4. Queen F6. D takes E5. D takes E5. Bishop C7. King H8. Rook takes B7. Knight G7.
I lost again.
E4. D5. D4. D takes E4. Queen E2. F5. Queen C4. Knight F6. Bishop G5. Knight B D7. Bishop E2. B6. Bishop takes F6. Knight takes F6. D5. A5. Knight C3. Bishop A6. Queen C6 check. King F7. Queen E6 check. King G6. Knight H3. H6. Knight F4 check. King H7. Queen takes F5 check. King G8. Queen E6 check. King H7. Knight takes E4. Bishop takes E2. Queen F5 check. King G8. Queen E6 check. King H7. Queen F5 check. King G8. Queen E6 check. King H7. D4. E5. D takes E5. D6. E takes D6. Bishop takes D6. G3. Knight C6. Bishop G2. Knight Ge7. Knight F3. Bishop G4. Short castle. Queen D7. Bishop G5. Long castle. C3. F6. Bishop E3. H5. Queen B3. G5. Knight A3. h4. Knight b5. H takes g3. F takes g3. Bishop h3. Knight takes d6 check. C takes d6. Knight d4. Bishop takes g2. King takes g2. Queen h3 check. King f3. Black time out, white is victorious.
Join the arena, guys. Join the arena.
e4. e5. d4. d6. d5. Knight f6. Bishop d3. Bishop e7. Knight c3. Short castle. Bishop g5. h6. Bishop h4. Knight h7. Bishop g3. f5. f3. f4. Bishop f2. g5. Queen e2. Rook f7. Long castle. Rook g7. g3. g4. h4. G takes f3. Knight takes f3. F takes g3. Bishop e3. Bishop g4. Bishop takes h6. Rook f7. Rook hf1. Bishop takes h4. Queen g2. Bishop g5 check. King b1. Bishop takes h6. Queen takes g3. Rook g7. Knight h4. Bishop f4. Queen g2. Queen takes h4. Rook g1. Knight f6. White time out, black is victorious. Knight f3. e5. d4. e4. Knight fd2. d5. e3. f5. c4. Knight f6. C takes d5. Queen takes d5. Knight c3. Queen d6. Bishop c4. c6. Queen b3. Bishop d7. a4. Bishop e7. Bishop f7 check. King d8. Bishop c4. Bishop f8. Bishop e2. Bishop e7. Knight c4. Queen c7. Knight e5. Bishop e8. Bishop d2. Bishop d6. Knight c4. Knight bd7. Knight takes d6. Queen takes d6. Knight a2. Knight b6. Bishop b4. Queen c7. Bishop c5. Knight bd7. Rook c1. Knight takes c5. Rook takes c5. b6. Rook takes f5. Bishop g6. Rook e5. King c8. Queen c2. King b7. Knight c3. Rook a e8. Bishop c4. Rook takes e5. D takes e5.
Lost again.
e4. e6. d4. d5. e5. c5. c3. Knight c6. Knight f3. Queen b6. Queen b3. Bishop d7. Queen takes b6. A takes b6. Knight a3. C takes d4. Knight b5. Long castle. a4. D takes c3. B takes c3. f6. a5. B takes a5. Rook takes a5. Knight takes a5. Knight d6 check. Bishop takes d6. E takes d6. e5. Bishop e3. Knight c4. Bishop takes c4. D takes c4. Short castle. Bishop c6. Rook a1. Rook takes d6. Rook a8 check. King d7. Bishop b6. Rook d1 check. White resigned, black is victorious. Queen c7. Bishop takes c6. Incorrect. Bishop h7 check. Incorrect. b4. Incorrect. Bishop b4. Incorrect. Bishop takes c6. Incorrect. Bishop g6. Incorrect. Rook takes d8. Rook takes d8. Bishop h7 check. Incorrect. Bishop takes c6. Queen takes c6. Queen g6. Queen d7. Rook d1. King h6.
Hello, the quiet pawn. How are you? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Quiet pawn. Can you hear me? Quiet pawn. Fine, how are you? I'm also fine. Can you find the move? Oh, the quiet pawn. Can you find the move? Best move? G4, F3. We are doing this, so maybe H3, G4, and check, and comes here, and then something like this. I don't know. H4, G4, G5, H4. If we can check, here we go back. And we can push. Yes, check. Push back. We push. We push again. And we meet him like this. Hello, hello. Swaraj. How are you, Swaraj? H4, G4, G5. What is the best move here? Discord problem solved. There is no problem in
H4.
Discord. H4 is
Incorrect.
wrong. Pet pawn. There is problem with my laptop. That is why I'm not opening the Discord. H4 is wrong.
H4. Incorrect.
G4 is also wrong.
Incorrect.
Bits. Maybe H3 takes. So I have to go to F3. But then I can't. Maybe after that H4. What do you think, guys? What's the best move here? Then laptop problem solved. No, not solved yet. I have to change the laptop if I have to solve the problem. F4, King F3.
King F3.
That is also wrong.
Incorrect. Queen B8. Incorrect. Queen H8. Incorrect. G4. Incorrect. H4. Incorrect. H3. Incorrect. King H3. Incorrect. King F3. Incorrect. G4.
Oh man, what is
Incorrect. H4. Incorrect. Queen D6. Incorrect. Queen F4 check. Incorrect. Queen G5 check. Incorrect. Queen H8. Incorrect. H4. Incorrect. Queen G5 check. Incorrect. King F3. Incorrect. King H3. Incorrect. G4. Incorrect. King F1. Incorrect. King G1. Incorrect. King H1. Incorrect. King H3. Incorrect.
Queen F4.
King
Queen
F3.
F4 not Queen
Incorrect.
F6
H4. Incorrect.
F6.
H3. Incorrect. G4. Incorrect. E4. Incorrect. Queen takes D5. Incorrect. Queen takes E6. Incorrect. Queen G7 check. Incorrect. Queen H8. Incorrect. Queen F6. Queen C2. Queen takes F7. Incorrect. H4. Incorrect. G4. Queen E4 check. F3. Incorrect. King G3. Queen H1. G5 check. Incorrect.
Can you come on Discord then? No, it is not solved yet. I can come on Discord, but then the whole laptop will lag.
G5 check.
And I can't stream.
Incorrect. H4. Incorrect.
Either I have to come on Discord or stream.
H4. Incorrect.
I have to choose one of them.
G5 check. Incorrect. Queen H4 check. Incorrect. Queen takes F7. Incorrect. Queen F4 check. Incorrect. Queen F3. Incorrect. King H4. Incorrect. King F4. Incorrect.
King H3.
King H3.
Hello, Arun. How are you?
Incorrect. F4.
Arun
Incorrect.
Is King H3.
E4.
King
Incorrect.
H2 is not the move.
G5 check.
King H2
Incorrect.
Pawn
H3.
H3 is the move.
Queen G1 check.
Know what to play. King to H4.
King H4.
Yes.
Rook takes F3.
King H4. Yes, you're right, Arun. Hello, Smarted. How are you? Smarted, can you hear me? Smarted. What a name, man. Smarted. What's the story behind that name? Smarted. Maybe I can take this check. Goes here, here. Then check. It comes here. Okay, so check. Comes in between. Check. Has to go here. Then. Okay, so if I first take this, what do you think, guys? What's the answer? Queen takes rook, pawn takes queen, check, comes here, queen if you check, then I can come here, can come here. Yes, check, he will come to f2, king to f2, check, he will take this. I don't know.
Bishop takes d4 check. Incorrect. Rook e1 check. King f2. Bishop takes d4 check. Incorrect. Queen e4. D takes c5. Queen e2 check. Incorrect. Rook e2 check. Incorrect. Queen takes f3 check. Incorrect. Queen takes c2 check. Incorrect. Queen d3. Incorrect. Queen c6. Incorrect. Rook e2 check. Incorrect. Rook f1 check. Incorrect. Knight e5. Incorrect. Knight takes c5. Incorrect. Queen e3 check. Incorrect. Rook d1. Queen a5. Knight e5. Incorrect. Queen takes c2 check. Bishop d2. Rook takes d2 check. King f1. Queen c4 check. King g1. Queen d4 check. Incorrect.
What's the move, guys? Okay, can you tell me the move? It will be great if you can. Can you tell me the move? What's the move? D4.
Queen d4 check.
That's
Incorrect.
Incorrect.
Queen takes c5 check.
It will be
Incorrect.
checkmate.
Knight takes c5.
If I move this
Incorrect.
somewhere,
Knight e5.
I don't know.
Incorrect. Rook takes g2 check. Incorrect. Queen c2. Incorrect. Queen takes c5 check. Incorrect. Queen c3. Incorrect. Queen c3. Incorrect. Queen b3. Incorrect. Queen b4. Incorrect. Queen b5. Incorrect. Queen a6. Incorrect. Queen d5. Incorrect. Queen e6. Incorrect. Queen e4. Incorrect. Queen d4 check. Incorrect. Queen d3. Incorrect. Queen e2. Queen d8 check. Knight f8. Queen takes d2. Queen takes d2. King e3. Rook e6 check. King d3. Rook takes e2. King takes e2. King c3. Incorrect. King a3. b4. King takes b4. King e3. King takes c4. Incorrect. b5. King d3. B takes c4 check. Knight takes d5.
Why shouldn't I take this? Maybe because this check.
Bishop takes e1. King c7. d3. Knight takes d4. Bishop takes d7 check. Queen takes d7. D takes e4. D takes e4. Success. Rook f4. Knight g5. Incorrect. Bishop takes f4. Incorrect. Knight f6. Incorrect. Queen takes h7 check. Incorrect. King g3. Rook takes g4 check. Queen takes g4. Queen takes g4 check. King takes g4. Queen b3 check. King h8. Incorrect. Queen c4. Incorrect. King g7. Queen g3. h6. Bishop takes h6 check. King takes h6. Bishop d7. Bishop g6. Incorrect. Queen h4 check. g5. Queen h7 check. Incorrect. Queen h7 check. Incorrect. Rook f7 check. Incorrect. Queen takes g5 check. Incorrect. Bishop g6. Incorrect. Queen d4. Incorrect. Queen b4 check. Queen d6. Rook f7 check. King takes f7. Queen takes d6. Bishop takes f3. Queen takes f3. Queen c2. Queen d1. Incorrect. Rook a1. Incorrect. Rook c1. Knight takes d4. Bishop takes d4. Incorrect.
Can you solve this? Please help me to solve this result. I'm not able to solve this. Can you help me? Please?
Queen g4 check. Incorrect. C takes d4. g5. d7. Knight takes e5. Rook c8 check. Success.
Hello,
Knight takes
Chandraprabhu.
g7.
Or you take his rook. d7 first. How are you, Chandra Prabhakar? Thank you so much for joining. Rook to G7. Which here. Or maybe Rook to G5. What do you think? Rook to G5. Rook to G5, H1. No. Rook to G5. We'll take it. Take it. Check. Check. Takes. Knight takes C1. Knight takes C1.
Knight takes C1.
That's wrong.
Incorrect.
Knight takes C1 is wrong. Check. Takes. And first take this check. He has to go on H1. Then yes.
Rook takes G7 check. King H1. Knight F2 check. Rook takes F2. Rook D1 check. Rook F1. Rook takes F1 checkmate.
Hello Jesus.
G4.
Jesus is on the screen. Welcome to the stream, Jesus. Romero. Jesus, you already subscribed to my channel, I guess. But I don't know why you unsubscribed in between. Yes, take G7 knight. Yes. Come live. Click on the live button so that you are with me. You are lagging behind, I guess. Chandra.